Let's make a Warhammer video and fulfill the prophecy of my phantom blood. Spoilers, I'm probably going to refer to them as elves and not Eldar because I have had sex with a woman in a 3D space. In specific, I'd like to talk about why the Orks are a near universally beloved faction, whereas the Tau Empire are less so. But in order to do that, I have to explain in brief what Warhammer is, more so focusing on a lore and world building aspect, because I am grossly underqualified to talk about mechanics. Yeah, I'm that player. I'm that one, I'm that guy. Warhammer is a tabletop miniature strategy game. Now for the normies out there, imagine if Risk were 10 times better / more complicated and 30 times more expensive. To say that Warhammer's setting and universe is bleak is a gross misunderstanding of that word. Like, I really need you all to understand the scale at which Warhammer operates. Excess is built into the spinal column. Entire generations of slaves are born on these 20-mile wide ships, not knowing that they're on a ship because they think this is all the world is. And their entire job is simply to reload these massive bullets, and every time they do that, scores of them die from just lifting the thing, and every time a cannon is fired, even more of them die from the heat of the backlash. It's metal as Warhammer is so unrelentingly oppressive and dystopian to the point of self-parody, but so steadfast in its convictions of, no, this is cool, this is metal as fuck, actually, that it does a full 360 loop and just comes right back around to being actually awesome again. Warhammer is not a dark setting, it is the dark setting. Grimdark, to be precise. That's right, Warhammer is so downer and angsty it created its own subgenre. And the sell to most Warhammer fans is this setting, is this aesthetic. This mix of ridiculously over-the-top and self-important heavy metal. You're here for the chainsaw swords, the pseudo-fascist architecture, the fact that space marines can eat rocks and spit acid. The sheer unrelenting hopelessness of it all is part of it. It's bleak, and that's kind of the point. There's this character named Angron. Can you guess what his key defining character trait is? Yeah, it's that he's really into baking. No, you silly goose, it's that he's really angry. It's a silly goddamn universe. Homie removed the parts of his brain that didn't let him feel angry, and if you're thinking, hey Devin, that sounds awfully similar to Dengar's backstory, then congratulations, you also had a bad high school experience. Because you know the characters you follow are good guys? Every character you follow is canonically a Hitler on an intergalactic scale. I'm talking interplanetary-wide genocide is a regular occurrence and not noteworthy. No one in-universe is having a good time. See the point I made earlier about the bullet slaves? All of humanity are violently xenophobic religious zealot whose god king emperor was canonically both Jesus and Hitler? That I refuse to elaborate on. And functionally operates as an intergalactic lighthouse? That one I will elaborate on. You see, there's this thing called the warp. It is a unique and defining aspect of the Warhammer universe. It's what allows them space travel. And in short, it is teleporting, but in specific teleporting through hell. And here's a fun fact, 1 out of 4 warps don't make it, your ship just gets torn apart and your souls get eaten by demons and the Chaos Lords. We'll cover them in a second. And the God Emperor is the only one who knows how to traverse the warp. The unfortunate part about that is that the God King Emperor is a decaying old corpse on a throne kept alive by sacrificing 1,000 souls a day. That's still a better healthcare plan than we got here in the States. Boom, got him. So the 4 Chaos Lords are sort of these embodiments of these large cosmological concepts. Things like rage, entropy, change, decay, lust, they're made manifest in the warp. Their goal is to slowly corrupt the souls of all living things, and spoilers, this cosmological hellstorm is canonically where you go when you die. Those pointy-eared fucks, the Eldar, aren't doing much better. A race on the brink of extinction, cursed if ever know that in their own hubris and decorous they sowed the seeds of their own destruction by giving birth to a new chaos god. And that's the description of the happy Eldar faction. Because the other ones... oh boy. The Dark Eldar are functionally Cenobites from Hellraiser, but if they were forced to do what they do at the behest of staving off a violent god. Also, word I can't say on the channel. Rhymes with grape. JPEG of Apollo and Purple Man for no particular reason. Yo, what's up with all these purple characters and sexual assault? Oh, there's also a clown faction of Eldar, because Warhammer's a silly goddamn universe. I'm
Clown Man!
Trying to defuse this tense situation with humor. No one is happy to be in the Warhammer universe, is the point I'm making. That is, except for the Orks. Obligatory fun fact about Orks and clip I am contractually obligated to show you by virtue of making Warhammer content.
Hey you, we're coming for ya. You better run.
The Orks are a wonderfully simple faction. They aren't bogged down by philosophy or the moral implications of their actions. They're not motivated by some weird, gross religious calling or bigotry. The Eldar straight up call us monkeys. They're just blokes from Brisbane. We're looking for a scrap, yeah? They can approach even the Warhammer universe with the doughy, wide-eyed innocence of a child. Because one of the key defining aspects that makes a Warhammer Ork, specifically a Warhammer Ork, is the power of imagination. The Orks are a simple people. The guns they built should not be able to fire. The ships they craft should not be able to traverse through space, but it is their unshakable belief that it does work simply wills it into existence. They paint things red because they think the red ones go faster. That means if you paint your orc figures red, you get a +2 to movement. They think purple is the sneakiest color because have you ever seen a purple orc? Yeah, I thought not, you idiot. Orcs love the Warhammer universe because it means they get to fight forever. They like the thing you like for the reason you like it. Orcs are the only true self-insert faction. You will never be a space marine. You are hopefully not a religious zealot. I will never be a lizard man. Based on my culture. But orcs like Warhammer. Their love is your love. They are here for the game, the fight part of it all. This is fun to them, and that aspect of fun even translates into their playstyle. But we'll get into that at the end because gross mechanics. Speaking of mechs, we have to talk about the other half of this video, the Tau Empire. A homogenous multicultural organization anyone is free to fight for as long as they follow their doctrine and fight for their common cause / pseudo-religion, the greater good. That's literally what it's called. It's a silly goddamn universe. And that just kind of is straightforwardly what it is. They unironically and with seemingly no ulterior motive want the world to be a better place and junk. They want people to be, like, nice to each other. You know what? Here's their creed. The alien is not intrinsically evil. Do not hate him. Pity him. Seek to understand his differences and equate him with his inadequacies. Only then will he accept his place in the greater good. Shut the fuck up. Now, you may have noticed, both from that description and pictures I've been showing you, that the Tau don't really fit the Warhammer aesthetic. Warhammer has an overall very slapdash, grungy, heavy metal, gothic, fascist design principle. Whereas the Tau have this sleek, aerodynamic, modern sensibility, sort of like iPads. Let's just call a spade a spade. They look like Gundams. Now, Gundams are cool. Anime-inspired mechs are cool. But they're not Warhammer cool. Now, from a design and thematic standpoint, this is a brilliant decision. The Tau stick out like a sore thumb. They do not belong in the Warhammer setting. They aren't violently racist murder monsters. See my point earlier about Eldar literally calling us monkeys. Their aspirations and goals are seemingly noble. On a fundamental level, they want the Warhammer universe to change. They want the thing you like to no longer be the thing you like. Because Warhammer is violence, grim, dark, bleak hopelessness. Over-the-top, stupid, silly heavy metal is what makes Warhammer Warhammer. If it's a universe without war, what is it? Sure, the Tau want to do a good thing. Yeah, it would be cool if humanity could knock it off with the whole interplanetary-wide genocide or whatever. Those are all fine and dandy goals in the real world, but this is my game. I want to play my game. And a miniature war strategy game about a world at peace would be fucking boring. Don't you tell me to eat my vegetables, old man! JPEG of the Miz, I came to play, baby! And speaking of play, let's finally discuss how you actually play Warhammer. Mind you, I'm going to explain this in extremely basic terms. Warhammer operates on a D6 system. So for example, if you are playing a standard human soldier, you need to roll a 4 or higher to land a hit. Now if you are a space marine, you need to only land a 3 or higher to make a successful hit. And so on and so forth, scaling for more powerful units. Now back when I said that fun translate to orcs, that is because when you play orcs, when you bring those figures to the table, you are fully surrendering yourself to RNG. Because orcs can only land a successful attack on a 5 or higher. But if you land that 6, you get another free attack roll with any weapon of your choosing. Orc technology can blow up on a whim, a random dice roll, and you've lost your biggest unit. It is comic relief and nonsense gamified. Playing orcs is an acknowledgement that this is a game. It's not meant to be taken that seriously. Because no matter how well balanced your mechanics, no matter how well thought out your strat, because we are at the end of the day playing a game, an unavoidable aspect of all board games is luck. That's causality, baby. However, random bullshit does not translate to a well-oiled machine. The Tau playstyle is not one that incentivizes nonsense. Now, the Tau excel at the shoot, shoot, bang, bang, but can't hit worth shit. And there is a Harlan Ellison short story length of rules that basically ensure you won't be getting into melee combat because, again, can't hit for shit. And it sort of tunnel locks you into one specific playstyle and one specific strategy. And you can see how that sounds less fun, right? On the one hand, you have Orks, a silly celebration of the Warhammer universe, and on the other hand, you have the Tau, who stand as an indictment of it. Orks, who love Warhammer the way it is. First, the Tau, who fundamentally want to change it. Tau, who have a tendency to sort of gridlock the entire game, versus Orks, who have a playstyle that incentivizes a good time. And it's that. The idea of having a good time is the note I want to close out on. Because for all the shit I have and will continue to talk, it is not a moral failing for you if you like or play as the Tau. Giant mechs and space lasers are fucking rad. The ebbs and flows of which faction is currently OP is part of the charm. 'Tis the nature of TCG and all related things. It's part of the culture. Simply put, there is no wrong way to play the game, and anyone who tries to shame you for how you play or what faction you choose to play is not worthy of your time and should be ignored. Of the many things I have listed Warhammer to be over the course of this video, it is first and foremost a game. And its primary function is to rake every last dollar out of your wallet for the newest units, baby! Oh yeah! I kid, it's to have fun. It's a game. A thing you play. So play nice. If the Orks can teach us anything, it's that Warhammer is meant to be fun. If you are a space marine, you need only land a